Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. Sage here. You are watching the Executive Corner, Expert Talks by 𝐾𝐤𝐴 TV. Today we have Mr. Andrew Wilson, the owner and director of Transitions Hair, a prestigious hair restoration clinic. And the Technological Society has given people more freedom in regards to how they want to express their exterior. If there is something you don't like about yourself, there is probably a solution to fix it if you look for it. Modern technology has advanced the beauty and health industry significantly, with people gaining from the benefits of anti-aging, skin rejuvenation and even the restoration of hair follicles, and in some cases a regrowth of hair, which today's guest will share insights about. So bringing you live today, we have Mr. Andrew Wilson, owner and director of Transitions Hair. Welcome to the show, Andrew.
Thanks for having me on the show.
With your experience in the retail industry, we're keen to hear your insights. So let's get started. It is great to have you on the show with us today on 𝐾𝐤𝐴, Andrew, and you are working towards such a great cause, helping people to look the way they want to look and be the person they want to be by not only restoring their hair, but also their confidence and self-esteem. There are different kinds of hair loss, however. How do these vary, and is hair recovery actually possible in each case?
There's basically like three different types of hair loss which you can have. One is probably like stress related, which is often called diffuse hair loss or telogen effluvium. The next kind, which is most popular, probably the most prevalent one, is hormonally related hair loss or hereditary hair loss. That's often known as androgenetic or androgenic alopecia. And the third one, which is less common, is an autoimmune response within the body, which is just known as alopecia. Generally speaking, that can be alopecia areata or totalis, where you can get small little spots of hair loss around the scalp, and that's as a result of the body essentially attacking the hair follicles, the immune system attacking the hair follicles and shutting them down for a period of time. As to whether you can get recovery from the different ones, it really does depend on a number of factors. So with the diffuse hair loss or the stress-induced hair loss, or the telogen effluvium, that one, the body generally recovers by itself. What you'll find is that when the stress factors leave, whether that's, and stress can be anything. It can be an operation on the body. It could be a loss of a relationship. It could be, even lockdown is causing a lot of hair loss for people. When that stress factor is removed, or when your body comes into a greater sense of equilibrium, the hair generally starts to grow again. With the hormonally related hair loss, or the hereditary hair loss, known as androgenetic alopecia, that really depends on how soon you get into the recovery mode. What actually happens in that case is that the body has the hormones are shrinking the hair follicles and eventually kill it off, over a period of time. But if you get in early, you can prevent further hair loss. You can help regrow some of those hairs. But if it is too late, you get to it too late, what you'll find is that the hairs eventually die, and there's no way in which you can resurrect dead hair. It's just not possible unless you've got a supernatural power. In that case, you'd be looking at transplants or other things to recover that hair. With the autoimmune issue, like the spots that you can get or the patches, what you'll find with that is that that's, again, something which the body tends to recover in and of itself. If you get in early with those, like with steroid injections like cortisone, that sort of thing, you'll find that it improves the recovery rate by about 50%. However, if it becomes more and more extensive, it's really just a question of whether the body will revert to how it was before, whether hair grows naturally, or whether it remains suppressing that hair growth over a longer period of time.
Okay, thanks so much for giving us a rundown there. This is such positive news that a service like this is available to people. So Transitions Hair has actually won every major industry award and has been featured in numerous international journals. Correct me, So in your opinion, what is the unique selling proposition behind building such substantial goodwill?
Well, firstly, just to be clear, that's as a group. Like Transitions International is a group of hair replacement, hair restoration providers, and as a group, we've been featured in multiple magazines, and even ourselves, we've been here in Sydney, been featured in multiple magazines as well in what we contribute in that place. I think when you look at reach as a group, there's over 2,000 years worth of experience across all the many different business owners and operators that are in there. And we have a lot of skill and expertise in what we do. And as a result of that, it gets recognised. And so I think as far as a group is concerned, we have a group of very passionate people, with high levels of expertise, and we can do great things for people in transforming their hair from being, whether it be thinning or completely bald, into something that looks, really beautiful and, very handsome if you're a guy.
I'm sure you have a lot of happy customers leaving your clinic. So what are the solutions that you provide to men and women for hair loss recovery? Is it similar or does it differ?
Oh, it's very different. It depends on which stage you're in the process of losing and thinning with your hair. So if you're in the early stages, we would consider a twofold approach. For some people, they want to have pharmaceutical intervention, so they might be looking at different drugs that are available that help with hair regrowth, and these might be minoxidil or Propecia or other things of that nature. Some people prefer to not have pharmaceutical intervention because not everyone likes drugs these days, sort of a little bit on the nose with some people. So in those cases, we might look at laser hair regrowth, nutritional supplements, and those sorts of things. So they're very good for what they do. And the chief thing for me is always making sure that they're for the right person in the right case. They're not going to work for every person, but they can work really well for certain people in certain cases. The other option is if the hair loss becomes more extensive, is that you can look at surgical options, which is like hair transplants, where you basically are taking follicles from the back of the head and then re-implanting them through the front. So that's a surgical cosmetic procedure, and that can be exceptionally effective in the right circumstances and for the right people. And finally, if a person has much more extensive hair loss, or depending on their age or expectations, we might look at non-surgical procedures such as hair systems, crown extensions we call them. So for women, they might call them toppers. And then we also have the full head wigs for people as well. So we actually offer a full range of services for every person on each step of the way, depending where they are in their journey with their hair.
Amazing infrastructure of support available for people who might be going through things like radiation therapy or other sort of medications that could be affecting their hair growth as well. So when it comes to hair problems like hair loss, the first thing people do is jump on the internet and see what they can find. But a myriad of overwhelming and confusing information is also available out there. So what would be your suggestions to people who are yet to begin their hair transition journey?
Yeah, I would actually say go see your doctor and see if there's some underlying cause for the for the hair loss. Hair loss can be caused because of thyroid issues. It can be just hormonal issues. That anything can send your body out of whack a little bit. It might. Your hair is amazing in how it actually shows the state of your health in many situations. They can do test strands on each individual hair, and that will show you whether you're mineral deficient. They can do blood tests, etc. A lot of people find that they are completely okay and there's actually nothing wrong, but it's good to get that checked out first. They can also give you a bit of a guide as to what's available as far as medication is concerned, but oftentimes we find that's about where their expertise finishes, because it's not what they deal with every day. From there, I would recommend calling someone who's like a full service hair restoration centre, like ourselves, where we offer every procedure and every technique that's available. And then we can take a more holistic view as to what's your situation, what you're trying to achieve, and then direct you to the right thing. Because for us, we're not really concerned about, for example, if you go to a barber, do I need a haircut? Yes, you need a haircut. That's the answer you're always going to get. Whereas for ourselves, we're much more interested in finding out what your situation is, and from there we can direct you to the right solution, the right procedure that's going to improve.
Right, good to know. Well, Transitions Hair has over 500 affiliated studios worldwide in over 19 countries. So this makes it the largest hair restoration network of its kind. Do you have any further expansion plans in the near term?
We are in discussions at the moment with a few different things. So watch this space. Can't say anything at the moment, but there's things underfoot. I think with COVID here in Australia, it has certainly prevented further expansion at the current moment. Because of lockdowns and a whole bunch of other issues that I won't go into here. But definitely in the future, I think you might see some good things as far as expansion is concerned.
Thank you so much, Andrew, for making time for the show and sharing your passion about this really worthwhile cause. It's sometimes a little bit sensitive to speak about. I felt really comfortable discussing the issues with you. So thanks for making time again for us.
It's been my pleasure. Thanks for your time. It's good to meet you.
Lovely. Well, viewers, if you just joined us, we just had a very interesting discussion with Mr. Andrew Wilson, owner of the prestigious hair restoration clinic Transitions Hair. And if you'd like to watch the full interview, please head to the YouTube channel 𝐊𝐴N Media. Should be there by sometime today. And as we say, stay apprised and invest wise with 𝐊𝐴N.